Did you ever have, or do you have a friend who could come to your rescue, whether it was you got a problem with your car or a relationship? I hope you have had a good friend like that who could come to your rescue. Well, Julia Child did that for many, many people. For instance, for anyone who read any of her cookbooks. I mean, in her cookbooks, she lists not only what you should do, but often how to recover from getting something that wasn't quite the expected result. For instance, when in her hollandaise recipe, she told you how to make it, and then what to do if it didn't thicken, what to do if it thickened too much, what to do if it curdled, which separated, and how to reheat it. You know, everything a good friend would tell you. And she did the same thing on her TV show. Now, I was a casual observer of her TV shows when they were first broadcast. I was living in Boston at the time, so she was kind of a local hero. And so, you know, I'd be flipping through, and oh, there's Julia, and I'd listen in for a while. So I picked up two mantras from her. One was, never apologize. I liked that one. And the second one was, if absolutely necessary, rename. Yes, you can see the wisdom in those, right? And I used that, both the combination of them once, last century. When we had first moved here, and this was the first time I was cooking regularly. When I got married, my husband was in grad school, and we lived in a dormitory, and we ate in a cafeteria. So for 7 years, I really didn't cook it was sort of more as a hobby now and then, not an actual 3 times a day kind of thing. So we were having company for the weekend, and I decided to make a molded Jell-O salad. I think I had just been to a Tupperware party and bought a mold, and therefore I needed to use it. And my timing was a little off for getting this all together. I was, as I said, a fairly new cook, and I didn't have time for the slow gel method, but I saw there was a quick gel method. And so that's what I did. I didn't read the tiny little print, though I was able to do so at the time. It was probably 25, 30 years ago. That do not use the quick gel method when you're making a molded salad. Oh, well, I didn't know that. And so the difference is everyone knows how to make Jell-O? You boil some water, you put the Jell-O in, and then normally you put it in the mold and you put it in the refrigerator for 4 or 5 hours or something. The quick gel method is you use a little less boiling water, and then you put ice cubes in to hurry up the chilling process. And I did that, and I stuck whatever I was putting in the Jell-O, the orange Jell-O. I remember it was orange. And the company came, we were chatting, it was time to serve. I got the mold out, I got the plate, I reversed it, I took the mold off, and there it was for about 2 seconds, and then it collapsed and started slithering towards the edge of the plate. Julia never apologized. Rename. Okay, I turned my back on it. I got a bowl, and it had slithered off the plate onto the counter, heading towards the floor. So I'm scooping it in. No one else is in there, thank goodness. I'm scooping it in, and I had not announced we were having a molded salad, so I didn't have to rename. I just had to present it and let it go, not explain my trials and tribulations. So Julia came to my rescue then. She also was a very good friend to her personal friends. For instance, when she and her husband moved to Cambridge in the early 1960s, their next-door neighbor was a young caterer. They became friendly, of course. They had a lot in common. And one day the young caterer said, "Julia, I'm so afraid I'm going to botch one of my meals, and that's the reputation that's going to spread around Cambridge. and then I'll never get another job. Julia said, "Dearie, if you have a problem, give me a call and I'll try to help." Of course, that day came. "Julia, I burned the borscht. I'm here at Harvard. There are 50 people from Europe expecting borscht in 20 minutes. Now, I didn't scrape the bottom, so there are no black flecks in it. I've poured the borscht. I've done that. I had blackened chili once. I haven't scraped the bottom of the pan. I've poured the borscht into a new pot, but it still tastes scorched. Dearie, do you have any lemons?" "Yes." "Squeeze a lot in. That'll help take care of that scorched taste. And serve it with a lot of sour cream and parsley. Now, I want you to use your most impressive tureen. And when you enter the dining room, I want you to pause and say, 'Smoked borscht.'" Honest to God. A true story. The caterer later said, "I learned so much from that one phone call. I learned a lesson in cooking, a lesson in presentation, but most importantly, a lesson in confidence." And that's my story. Julia to the rescue.